want folks, especially if you have credit cards or statements to tear up, we want to do that all together in unison at the end. Of folks talking and telling about their experiences, why they closed their account and whatnot. First, I'm going to introduce Debbie Patton. She just recently closed an account at Bank of America, and she's going to talk about Bank of America's transgressions, why we need to hold them accountable, why people shouldn't be banking at Bank of America, and her experience closing her account.
Well, I came down here last Wednesday, just 3 days ago, and closed the joint account that I had here with my mother. Now you might ask why I would have an account here when I've been banking across the street with Olympia Federal for 25 years and with Twin County Credit Union for 30 years. Well, the reason is my mother's community bank was bought out by Bank of America. And I'm sure a number of you have experienced the same. We're doing something positive. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my mother so you can see why she would have approved of me closing this account. She was a Marine in World War II.
Whoa!
Super fighter. And she bought a home with a GI Bill through a community bank. And she paid her mortgage every month, no matter how poor we were. And she kept a roof over our heads. And she paid her taxes, always. And she would have been outraged that Bank of America was not paying their taxes. And especially should have been outraged that they were foreclosing on homes. And I don't know if you know this, but when I came down here to close the account, I had a few words to say with the bank manager. And she kept us waiting for quite a long time, and there were several other people in there to close their accounts, and she kept them waiting. And when she finally took me back to her desk, she asked me why I was closing, and I told her because my mother had just recently passed away, and now everything had cleared through this Bank of America account, and I was at liberty to close this account because my mother, if she had ever known while she was in the nursing home that Bank of America had foreclosed on 8,000 Washington homes just in the year 2010, she would have probably had a heart attack and died even sooner than she did. So I told the bank manager, I said, I don't know how you can take, your bank could take basically $1 trillion in bailout money and then avoid paying taxes by using every possible tax loophole and tax shelter. I said, there are 371 foreign tax subsidiaries that Bank of America has, many in the Cayman Islands. They're not paying any taxes on the national level, and meanwhile, they're not paying local taxes either. They have this loophole here in the state of Washington that they do not have to pay the business and occupation tax, and every one of you here that's a business owner or have family members that are business owners, every business you frequent here in this state pays a business and occupation tax, but Bank of America does not have to pay it. And I said that was an outrage, and I didn't see how they could look at themselves in the mirror when they knew that benefits for veterans, for seniors, for disabled, and for children were being cut all across this state while they avoided paying even their business and occupation tax. And I said, I read that the reason they had this tax break from the state of Washington was so that it would promote growth and create jobs. And I said, if it promotes growth and creates jobs, why is Bank of America spending $1.3 million for political campaign contributions and to fund state initiatives that benefit the bank and not the people?
Yeah.
And I said, I told her that my my mother was a populist and that she thought government should help the people, not the corporations. And shame on Bank of America. And then I said to her that my mother had been a legal secretary all of her working life, and that she always followed the law, and she always raised us kids to follow the law. And how did Bank of America get away with breaking the law? You may not know this, but Bank of America was fined by the Security Exchange Commission $33 million in 2009 for their fraudulent merger with Merrill Lynch, and they were fined $137.7 million in 2010 for fraud and malpractice with investments for schools and hospitals. And then I told her that I was going to do everything I could to encourage the state of Washington and the Olympia School District to divest their money from the Bank of America and to invest it with a local or regional bank, and that otherwise the lesson that our kids here would be learning is that crime pays.
Yeah.
Crime doesn't pay, and that's why we're making them pay today by having thousands of people from all over the country move their money out of Bank of America into our local credit unions. That's what we're here for. And before we hear from other folks, we should do a new chant.
The bailouts cost more.